If everything performs as expected throughout the rest of the year, this is very likely going to be the last disappointing weekend box office update. I mean, looking forward to next week, coming out in the next couple of days. You got the second part of the Wicked movie, which the first one made, 800 bones or something like that? Like, it was fairly successful. Now, I don't quite... It's interesting, right? Because I'm not entirely sure there's that much anticipation for the second part of this a year later, but I don't know, man. Like, I still think it's going to do quite well, and it has a very strong possibility of breaking into the top 10, just like the film that's going to be coming out the week after with Zootopia 2. That one's aimed directly at kids. It's coming out for Thanksgiving. It's going to do gangbusters, and I'm even starting to see it right now, all of the advertisement for Avatar 3, Fire and Ass. Like, Hollywood, I mean, like, let's keep it a buck, okay? Even if Avatar 3, for whatever reason, makes it $2 billion, is it still going to be enough profit in order to wipe away the failure that was the not one, not two, but three Marvel films on the year? Does anybody remember that not but like a month and change ago, Tron Ares came out? Yeah, exactly. You might have Lilo and Stitch. I'll give you that, but offset all of those catastrophic losses, oh boy, Disney's going to be in trouble. But yes, we'll have a lot of time throughout the end of the year, the next few weeks here, which is wild to think about. But yes, we'll have the opportunity to run some of the numbers and crunch just how bad the box office was in 2025. But all in due time. Instead of focusing on the future, let us dissect the present with the... was this the biggest release on the weekend? The most anticipated, for what I could tell, from what I can see, and I can only go with my own information on this one because I was completely and totally unaware of the film that actually won the weekend. But The Running Man, this was at least marketed somewhat well. I knew it was coming out. I knew of its existence. Outside of me being an Arnie fan, to be completely honest, I probably wouldn't have known anything about the movie because it's a very interesting hallmark of a lot of the marketing for these Hollywood movies. They don't really tell you... It goes of two ways, right? Like, in the marketing, they either tell you absolutely nothing about what the film is, or if you get a trailer, it basically lays out the entire plot of the film to a point where you even have to see it at that point. It's like, can we find a sweet spot? Can we reverse time? Can we go back a couple of decades, back when they put out trailers and it was actually like not a rarity to get one of note, to get one to achieve its intended purpose, to get butts in seats? Because, like I said, I seen a couple of clips, I seen a couple of ads for The Running Man, but apparently, yeah, it didn't really land with audiences all that well because, Hollywood and all of these access rags, they were really queuing up to write their headlines for this one because it's just so obvious, right? Because had this film performed admirably or above expectations, The Running Man is sprinting out of the box. It is off to a hot start, all of your run-related puns. But now I have to go on the other side of this one by saying that it's stumbling out of the blocks, or in the case of Deadline here, why The Running Man fell down at the box office with a $28 million global opening. I'll give you the short answer: because it's a bad movie, because it's really long, because it's cut from the same cloth as like the RoboCop remake, the Total Recall remake. I bet you forgot that one existed. All these old 80s and 90s films that nobody's really pining for. That's probably why it failed. But all right, in a post-strike, post-COVID, oh my god, seriously, we're bringing up COVID again. Theatrical landscape where everyone is still trying to figure out what works 5 years on. I mean, all right, man, the cope is strong still. Along comes Paramount's $110 million. Oh, Lord have mercy. This thing is not making back its money. Reboot of The Running Man, headlined an affable star on the rise. Yes, Glen Powell, who, from what I hear, actually does like a pretty decent job. He's just saddled with atrocious material, and it's coming from, Edgar Wright, who at one point in time, at the peak of his powers, was probably one of the go-to creatives in all of Hollywood, but that time has definitely passed. But yes, Glen Powell being a part of, a little movie you might have heard of called Top Gun Maverick. Anyone But You at the beginning of yeah, that was at the beginning of last year. Right, that was him, and oh yeah, what a cursed gig he had there, having to fuck Sydney Sweeney on screen. Oh my god, just what a terrible job. And then yeah, Twisters last year, just for whatever reason, made a lot of money. But yeah, man, he's definitely getting ready to break out. And The Running Man, oh, that could have been that film, but no, let's just say success sped right past them. I'll see myself out. The pick completely tripped at the U.S. box office was $17 million, and globally with $28.2 million opening. Ugh, and was blindsided by Lionsgate's surprise #1 start. Yes, with Now You See Me. What is it like I'm aware of those movies, but is that like the third or fourth installment? And I had to compare and contrast it with The Running Man, and it's like I had no idea that was coming out. Yeah, and it did $21.3 million domestically and $75.5 million worldwide. Which you take a look at the box office, because we got the actuals now, because I'm recording this Monday evening. And yeah, the Now You See Me magic movie with the $21 million weekend, okay, and then you got The Running Man chalking in a second right there, and with $110 million box office, production budget. This shit, it's going nowhere fast. $27 million opening weekend. And like I said, and we started off at the beginning, there's some stiff competition, albeit not exactly like head-to-head competition, but still, the theater used to be a social setting, and the films that are coming in are more geared towards families. And so an R-rated action film that does not have good word of mouth, it's going to end up falling by the wayside. But allow me to cast you back to this weekend chart, because you'll see right here is very much the calm before the storm, because there's just not a lot of not a lot of stuff here. Okay, you got an anime at 10, you got Sarah's Oil, okay, the Russell Crowe Nuremberg trial, yes, because we don't have enough, World War II related movies out there. Black Phone 2, okay, so you still got a horror film lingering in the theaters, but check it out there, okay, at number 3. Okay, a film that we were talking about last week, how it exceeded expectations. In fact, we'll bring this up because I think that it's very pointed. Predator Badlands beats box office expectations, but media spin the modest start into a blockbuster story. And all of the shills that have been out there over this past week saying that, oh, if you don't like this, you're not a true fan of Predator. Oh, look at this, the Predator franchise is in the best position that it's ever been. Disney saves another franchise. That's absolutely hilarious, because again, you take a look at that weekend box office and that 68% second week drop off. I mean, a lot of people who were critical of the film were saying that, this Disneyfied the Predator franchise more so than even Prey or Killer of Killers that came out earlier this year. And if you're going to Disneyfy or Marvelfy Predator, probably should have anticipated a very MCU-esque second week drop-off. And it's actually even worse. If you take a look at particular numbers, that's 78% Friday to Friday drop-off. That is, Lord have mercy. And it's not like it had a huge preview turnout, but oh my god, the fact that your second Friday and your first Monday are virtually identical, $12 separating the difference, that should kind of let you know that, oh my god, what was it, an A or A- cinema score? Oh, this film's got good word of mouth. Oh, that means that it's gonna have really good legs. Guys, a fucking bad film that failed. You wanted to spin it as this, just a great success, okay? Is the best opening weekend in the Predator franchise, okay? Beating 2004's AVP by $2 million, unadjusted for inflation. So yes, last week you had to wade through all of that bullshit. And I'm sure, now that there's other stuff out there to hype, Predator Badlands is just going to fade into obscurity, maybe even faster than some of the other slop that has come out this year that was championed by all of the smooth brains out there. But yes, Predator Badlands, is going to be Disney's 4th bomb in a row this year. It's tracking to make, it ended up exceeding those expectations, $23 to $32 million this coming weekend, holding a budget of over $100 million. $105 million. And if you take a look at what the box office is looking like, and especially with a high possibility, actually, I would consider that to be an absolute certainty, looking at its performance, it's going to be shedding theaters. And now that it's coming in well under, and it very much looks like it could be tracking, depending on this week, under the other projections, it's very much going to struggle to break even. it's very much going to struggle to get to that $225 million break even. But hey, word of mouth is out there, and oh, the critics love it, guys. My Rotten Tomatoes scores just tell me that this is the healthiest that the Predator franchise has ever been. Keep on telling yourself. Whatever helps you sleep better at night, because this film could have built on the momentum that it had by exceeding expectations, even though I'm kind of thinking that certain trades were out there just putting in the low-end estimates in order to just make it seem like, oh guys, look at that, the box office is back even ahead of the holiday season. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely not a dying industry. Look at that, we got Avatar coming out. But yes, with Wicked coming out, with Zootopia coming out, Predator, The Running Man, they will all be consigned to the dustbin of history, and the next time there's another installment into the Predator franchise, all of those shills that told you that they absolutely loved Badlands will be hard-pressed to point to a specific scene to justify any of the enthusiasm for whatever slop comes next. Before I sign off, just want to do a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. I will be extending the period to which I will be doing a reduced workload. I'm still doing stuff on the back end, trying to get everything in check. I'm not gonna weigh you guys down with a sob story or anything like that, but really got to get on track here for this coming week. So yeah, we're kind of looking at 1 video a day for this week, 2 videos a day for next week, to ramp up actually until the 29th. So it's not even going to be like a full week of 2 videos heading into that Saturday. And it's interesting, right? Because throughout the entire 5-year run of the channel, it's mostly been 3 videos a day. And unfortunately, we're not going to get back to that schedule until the beginning of the new year, because starting on the 29th of this month, I've got additional content coming out. So yes, we're not going to be going back to 3 videos a day. We're going to be going back to 4 videos throughout all of December and the last couple of days of November. So the schedule is going to be for this week, it's going to be 1 video coming out at this time slot, okay? And if you want some additional content, I got the second channel over there with some health and fitness related stuff. I really like it. They're really short, snappy videos focusing on one specific issue. They'll get you in, get you out in, on, and around 5 minutes if you're so inclined. There should be a link in the description to that second channel, and if not, it's Don Consuelo's 52 Fitness. If you're so inclined to check it out, please do. 1 video a day over there on that channel throughout the week. Take the weekends off on that one. Unless, of course, you're watching on Rumble, then you get everything on the exact same channel. How wonderful is that? But yes, those videos, and I'm always talking in my own local time zone. Please adjust as required. This is all in mountain time. So yes, for the rest of this week, it'll be the 1 o'clock time slot, the first one coming out of the day, always reliably on that one. So yes, you can catch me here throughout the rest of the week, all the way up until Tuesday of next week, when you're going to be getting 2 videos, and I would imagine those will be coming out 1 and 3. That has worked over the past little while, and then ramping up to the first Saturday to the 29th, where you're going to be going back to 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then those additional videos over the top that are going to be there through the end of the year, by the way, including Christmas. A little bit of a spoiler on that one. 4 videos a day at 1, 3, 5, and 7. And of course, the health and fitness related videos on the second channel, or on the same channel over there on Rumble. That one comes out at 6 o'clock. So yes, you're going to be getting a lot of Dawn from now until 2026. Holy Christ, we're almost through this year. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.